Hey everybody, welcome to HDpiano. My name is Kale, and in today's lesson we're going over True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. In this part 1 video we'll be covering the intro to the song. Here's how that sounds. So there you have it, short but sweet, but there's a lot to talk about here because this intro happens many times throughout this song. And we're also using some 8th note rhythms here, so we have to break those down really quickly. Let's start by putting our middle finger in the left hand on A down here, and our pinky in the right hand on G. Now like I said, we're going to be using 8th note rhythms. Our basic unit of rhythmic measurement is a quarter note, and a quarter note in most cases gets 1 hit per beat. So if your beats are 1, 2, 3, 4, quarter notes sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty simple. 8th notes take that one step further, they get 2 hits to a beat. So if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 8th notes sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So to count that extra hit per beat, we typically do this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when we're going over this part, I'm either going to refer to a note being on one of the primary beats, beat 1, 2, 3, or 4, or I'll say it's on the and of one of those primary beats, which means that it's the second 8th note on that beat. So let's start by just looking at the left-hand part real quick. We're beginning with our middle finger on A, and we're going to hold that out starting on beat 1 into beat 2, and on the and of beat 2 we're going to play that A one more time. So that'll sound like this. 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and. Then after that, on beat 3, we're going to play a B with our pointer finger. So following the 1, 2, and rhythm, it'll sound like this. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then again, we're going to play that B on the and of beat 4 as well. So it's the same rhythmic idea that we played with A. It'll sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. Then after that, at the top of the next bar, we're going to play a C with our thumb. And we're going to hold that out into beat 2, but on the and of 2, we're going to move down to an F with our pinky. So that'll sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. So that's basically our entire left-hand part. Let's recap it really quick. So we have 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then we do that one more time, and that's our intro part for the left hand. Okay, now let's look at the right hand part. So we're starting with our pinky on G up top, directly on beat 1. And on the and of beat 1, we're going to move down to a B with our thumb. So 1 and. Then on beat 2, we're going to play a C with our pointer finger. And on the and of beat 2, we're going to play a G with our pinky again. So all in all, that'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and. Now we're actually going to do that twice, and that makes up our entire first bar. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Exactly identical to each other. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then when we add the left hand, it's going to sound like this. Now for our next bar, we have the same thing to start it out. We have 1 and 2. But on the and of 2, rather than going back up to G, we're going to move our thumb down and play an A. So 1 and 2 and. Just like that. Now we're going to hold that A for an extra little 8th note there. So 1 and 2 and. Then on the and of 3, we're going to go to a B with our pointer finger. So 1 and 2 and 3 and. Then finally, to close out that bar, we're going to play a C on beat 4 and an A on the and of beat 4. So that whole bar is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so after that happens, we're going to repeat those entire 2 bars again with a slight variation the second time. So to recap, our first bar is, and then our second bar is, and then when it comes back around, we're going to do this. We're going to start it just like we did before, but instead hang on that A with your thumb. And then you've learned the entire intro part for your right hand. So let's play that together really slowly, and then we're going to add the left hand in. So from the top of the intro, just the right hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, great job so far. Now let's try playing both hands together really slowly, and then you'll have learned the intro. So starting with our middle finger in the left hand on A and our pinky on G in the right hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Congratulations, you've just learned the intro to True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. Head over to HDpiano.com to tackle the remaining sections. And while you're here, please subscribe, like, and drop us a comment. Check us out on all social media too at HDpiano. See you over at HDpiano.com, home of the hybrid piano lesson.